Boom. Okay guys, hello, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Last time we managed to get the imposter Iris to admit that they are Dahlia Hawthorne. Or I guess Dahlia Hawthorne in another spirit medium's body. In a spirit medium's body. So yeah, anyways, here we go. So we got 2 with here, yep. February 10, 1:06 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 7, yeah. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness. Yes, how can I help you, Mr. Judge? Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we need to hear your testimony. Nah, I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown. Why, is she gonna like, go out of the body and it's gonna be Maya? Something like that, maybe. If I had to garner a guess, yep. Dot. In any case, let's hear your testimony, yeah. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. Because when I think about it, the only option is either Pearl or Maya. Pearl says she tried. Tried doing that, but didn't work. Tried, what's it called? Tried, there we go, channeling Hawthorne, or Dahlia, but didn't work. Which means someone else did it, but I think the only other person there that we know of is, Maya. Unless it's a random person who did it. Anyways, tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. The plan, here we go. The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fey would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the brain pin on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway, yeah. So that means you really are. Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey? Yes, you have a problem with that. Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that... Watch yourself, Wright. No. Problem. If you've got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's one of my rules. Mr. Godot is correct, and, by the way, that's one of my rules as well. Kill Maya. Could it be true? Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, so, yeah. Although I wonder how, why would Dahlia go for it? No. Why did you want to press your death? You were executed the last month, correct? Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant. How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year. She was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her. I see. So that's when you discussed the plan. Yeah. Are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well. I mean, technically here, if... So, someone could technically do immortality or whatever, right? If there's no limit. I don't know if there's a limit on how long someone can spirit channel for. But if there isn't, theoretically, yeah, the spirit can take control, right? You basically be immortal, going from host to host. Kinda like a parasite, right? It'd be possession, anyways. At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well, even though I'm her own daughter. All to make Pearl Faye the master of terrain. She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor, the honor she lost when her younger sister, Maya, took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan. A plan, huh? Well, I'll press everything here. You're talking about Pearl Faye, is that correct? Yes, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us. You and your twin sister, Iris. That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her. Along with our father. Here, but... So, wait. She ditched the guy instead. Abandoned. The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple. You mean Iris? Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? And on top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general. Ay, huh. How horrible. How horrible. The really horrible one was that woman, that bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Faye. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power. Unfortunately for her, Morgan Faye heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams onto that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family. That sucks. I mean, I don't feel like anything here is contestable, you know. Maya would have to die, but why? For a bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. The remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of. But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya. How sad. You still don't get it, do you? She was gonna channel Dahlia, and Dahlia would do it. What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master, that's all. That's ridiculous. She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally, the life of Maya Fey as well. How could anyone do that? You were going to kill Maya. Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me. So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin, on Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. That could work pretty well for murder, you know. Someone has an alibi. If you channel the twin or whatever, right? Other person has alibi. Can't charge her. And they just need to find a copycat, which they can't. Perfect. No one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it. And the witness in this case was a head nun, Sister Bikini. I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway. But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she? Twin sister, don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her. Backstabber. You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway. You think the plan was a success? You heard me. Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Faye's dead. She's the one who locked all the stuff as well. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Faye. That's absurd, but Maya is just... She's just trapped inside the sacred cavern. Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you, my darling Feeny? Oh, do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivety and your pathetic faith in other people. I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Faye's plan? I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. And Iris as well. And then she probably went for it because she hated Iris, right? It had no point and no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of. If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya? You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that. So then tell me why. Hey, you're already dead. Who cares what you do, you know? Someone summons you for murder, it's like, yeah, why not? So then tell me why. Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest. The reason I helped her was for myself. Vengeance on Iris, right? For my own personal satisfaction. What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead. Her own reason, eh? Obviously, it's because you were helping Morgan Faye. Helping? Don't make me laugh. From the day I was born to the day I died, I never helped anyone. It's because she doesn't like Mia. I lived for myself and, in the end, I died for myself. I thought that was obvious. But she wasn't actually cooperating with Morgan. She was just using Morgan's and her plan so she could accomplish her own goal. All I wanted to do was kill Maya Faye. That was the only way I could think of to get revenge. Revenge. It looks like I have no choice but to present that piece of evidence. I can't believe it. She meant to kill Maya. I've got to keep a cool head. And I need to get more information out of her. It's the only way to understand this plan and what she was after as well. She thinks Maya's there. Does she think that she's Pearl? She's not. So then, who the heck is it? That's the problem, I don't know. Maya's the only logical option, but I don't like it. Here we go. Could it be? Oh. Oh. Try that again. I saw it dip down a bit. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore, because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either. You wanted to take revenge on someone. I was sentenced to die because of that woman, Mia Fey. I somehow knew this was it. I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. And the reason it was impossible was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died? Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead. And how do you do that? Kill the living? Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on, forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plans. Just for that you would kill Maya. Your goal was no different than that of Morgan Fey. Yeah, but she don't care. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you, there's not a thing you can do to me. That night. At about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. So it might be Maya. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on the demon warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple. So, it was at least Usedom who channeled her after all. Why would at least Usedom want to channel her, though? Wait. If she was channeled by at least Usedom, I don't think it's at least Usedom dead. Who were they fighting? So it was at least Usedom who channeled her after all. That ridiculous head nun never noticed a thing. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clutching her poor old back. What did you do then? That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom hand. What? That leaves Usedom's body though. So then you're saying that you just stabbed Maya? It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. What did that mean? No clear memory? I don't know. I think I was stabbed. Oh. You were stabbed. At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me. I'm sure of it. That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork. Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness, but before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I had hoped it would cast suspicion on her. I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end. That's where my memory temporarily stops. It stops. Well, yeah, she's in another person's bodies now. I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness. So she's Maya right now. You were in the sacred cavern. The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I had been trapped in there. But how did you wind up in there? I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead. And I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself. Poor ghost, you're one tough cookie. I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out. The trick lock stopped you. Huh. I didn't know how to remove it. I think she's inhabiting Maya right now. Gotta be careful though, cause if she figured that out, she might harm the body. So then you're saying, you were actually confined against your will inside this sacred cavern. Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible. But it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it. Interrupted? It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall. What? Who? Pearl. Could it have been Maya? I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see. Why not? If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take my revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern. That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Pearls and, her. Maya and Pearls, yeah. Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll in gravy, yep. Still, I finally managed to remove the lock, but I was too late. What do you mean by that? The flies had already started to gather. The bridge had been fixed, and the police had started their investigation, correct? What about that? Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped. But just then, a Lady Luck showed up. A Lady Luck. After that big earthquake, she showed up, all by herself. Iris, yep. The real Iris. She said she had come to make sure the sacred cavern was all right. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. Poor Iris. And I locked her away in my place. Oof. I finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded. What do you mean your plan had succeeded? I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me. I had assumed that it was Pearl Fey. Well, of course you would have assumed that. It was written in the instructions, but I was wrong. The person that had actually called my spirit back was Maya. Please do them, yeah. Misty Fey, the picture book author. Well, okay, so she was, yeah, Misty. But then later she got summoned by Maya. What? Well, that's probably the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden. It was her body that was left lying there. Maya Fey. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit. And that is murder. Matricide. The sin of killing her own mother. No way. But if she admitted to attacking, then self-defense, right? Order. Order in the court. What is the meaning of this? It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fey. But even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Fey's life was none other than your darling little Maya. Ridiculous. That's nonsense. Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there? What? What do you mean? Well, what is this so-called evidence? The fact that Maya Fey had disappeared. The fact that Maya Fey has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it? I'm gonna see your Maya right now. Oh. The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, that much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be. Where you are right now. Where? Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of the Eagle River. Where else? I disagree. The Eagle River. Maya Fey killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up in there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now, Feeny? Oh, oof. Hey, cell phone's off. Mine off. Mine like on do not disturb. Nope, now it is. Oops, sorry, that's my phone. What kind of ringtone is that? Not too bad. Beep. Go down here. Okay, thanks. Maya's not there because Maya is right in front of us right now. Beep. What, was it something important? They just finished removing the locks from the sacred cavern. That's great. What about Maya? There was a woman in the cave. Was it Maya Fey? It was the accused, Mr. Iris. Oh. Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that. So, what about Maya? Where is she? In front of us right now. There was no one else found inside the sacred cavern. No, it can't be. I told you, didn't I? She's dead. No. How are we getting it here, man? No! She's literally in front of us right now. It seems that this case has come to an end. Tragic end. Sadly. Do I believe Maya's dead? No. Maya's right in front of us right now. Like, Maya's literally talking, I guess. Dahlia's talking through Maya. Because think about it, we know. Pearls didn't channel Hawthorne either. Pearls didn't channel Dahlia. Elise first channeled Dahlia, then kind of tried killing Maya. Until she lost, right? Don't know what happened there. Maybe spirit, no. She was a strong spirit medium, so she might have been able to fight it and then stab herself. And then, the only thing I can think is that, who would be the other person that can spirit channel? Hey, can't be Pearls, can't be Elise, the nun doesn't, Iris can't. It's Maya. She woke up Dahlia even woke up in the cavern, being locked in there. Why do you think? Maya was in there for some reason. I don't know why Maya locked herself in there in all honesty, but she did. Don't know why, but I'm pretty sure Dahlia's technically Maya right now. Sadly, it appears the killer of Elise Newsome, also known as Misty Fey, was her own daughter, Maya Fey. Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya Fey jumped to her death into the raging waters of the Eagle River. Nah. It can't be. It ain't. Cha. Can I? Let me say it. I want to say it. Let me. Right. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem. What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Godot? According to this witness, yep, Maya Fey threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden, which means that Maya had thrown herself into the river. It must have been from the inner temple side, near the bridge. That's right, that's where she jumped from. It's rocky there, but that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there. What? Don't get your panties all twisted up, trite. Just relax and think through the whole thing again. So it's impossible. Oh, yeah, cliffside, I see. She landed right on the rocks. I'm gonna guess unless she was a really good jumper. If she's a really good jumper, then I guess, like, run and jump, boom. But, you know, don't really see that happening. Don't seem too likely, eh? Maya couldn't have thrown herself into the Eagle River. Nope. Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Fay threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim? It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness. What did you say? 11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. Let's take a look at this overhead map. As you can see. Oh yeah, let's take a look. She said she took a picture from right here last time. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf. Oh, you're right. She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped, we should be able to see her body in this photo. Yeah. So you finally figured it out. No. Order. You're just playing with me. My face body is at the bottom of Eagle River. There's nowhere else she could possibly be hiding. Yeah, I wonder where she's hiding. Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Yes, just a few minutes ago. Yeah, you tried, Wright, you tried. Maya Fay wasn't inside the secret cavern. We now know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River, correct? That eliminates all the most likely possibilities. Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be. What? In this courtroom right now. What is this one possibility you are talking about? That's obviously a bluff. The words are dead bodies then. Not dead. Finally, I think the pieces are falling into place. Normally the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there is a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment, eh? She freed Maya. She freed Maya from the cave herself, eh? Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Should I tell you where Maya is? It's very instant. Maya Fay is. You were all along, in this very courtroom. There's only one possibility left, namely, he's right here in this very courtroom. What? Maya Fay is here. You say she's here in my courtroom? Dahlia Hawthorne, I seem to recall that you said I had misunderstood one thing, you see. Still what? I think there is one more thing you misunderstood. What do you mean? Tell me something. At this very moment. I guess, technically speaking here, Misty was worried that she'd get controlled again. She could have used the staff or whatever, right? To cut the suspension for the bridge and use that to swing over. Right? Possible. To get away from Maya so she couldn't hurt her. Maybe. Then maybe she fell and something went bad. Or she fell a bit too much. No, was it after death, right? It is after being stabbed or after death, you're after death. And how? Not too sure. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne? Why that? That's obvious. It's Pearl Fay, that pathetic little sniveling runt. You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it. I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. Isn't there any explanation for why you couldn't channel the spirit? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone called me before Pearl did, but who? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime. But she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you right about now, am I correct? Huh. It wasn't Pearl that channeled you. If someone's gotta restrain Hawthorne. Because if Dahlia does something stupid to try and hurt the body, it'd be bad. It wasn't Pearl that channeled you. There was someone who called you before she could. Maya. This is not an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it. And Misty Faye is gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already. I can't stand the tension. Dahlia Hawthorne, the person channeling you right now must be Maya Faye. What? But how could that be? Remember what this Dahlia Hawthorne said about her goal? She said that her goal was to kill Maya Faye. Yes, that's right. But if Maya's channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her... Sha. Well, Gramps, what would happen? Could it be? She wouldn't expect it. It looks like you finally understand, Your Honor. Well, I don't. What are you going on about? What I'm going on about is the reason Maya channeled you, and there's only one reason. To protect yourself from you. To protect yourself from me. Yes, on the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing, killing Maya Faye. The path back to how the girl was closed off, and there was nowhere for her to run. So then the problem became, where would be the safest place to hide? You mean, that's when she channeled me? All this time, you thought you had been channeled by Pearls, and that's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you. No, don't say that. Oh, that was a good expression, not the first. You're saying that Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool by that little whelp. Yep. Maya Faye killed herself. Isn't it obvious? Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into the Eagle River. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple. I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who has never been out in the real world. You could never have come up with a plan like that. I mean, I guess if Misty Faye told her what to do in her dying breath, it could be possible. She dies, and then Maya follows her instructions. Maybe. Who could have ever given her such a brilliant idea? Misty, yeah. Well, me, of course, Mia. Wait, Pearls is here. Wait. Pearls was listening the whole time. Mia Faye. You can use your massive big brain. Sha. I kind of thought that maybe, you know, in her dying breath, Misty might have told her what to do. But if Mia went, wait, how'd you talk to Mia? Didn't okay, was Pearls channeling Mia? Guess Pearls was also there. So, did Pearls channel Mia tell Maya what to do? Okay, sure. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. So it's true. It was you. Yes. Ha. Here's something else. But, what are you doing here? Not here. It's Pearls, right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in the inner temple's garden, and then, in the final moment of the fight, you lost consciousness. Okay, Mia took over Pearls and whacked her on the head, okay. I was stabbed by Maya Fey. Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you. So did Mia stab Dahlia as Pearl? It would explain for the wound in the back. And I guess Mia could have thrown it over. She did. Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed, yeah. Fear fainted. When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help. So she channeled me. She explained in the memo the situation she was in. He asked me what I thought she should do. Wait, but she was knocked out. So who knocked her out? If Maya fainted, who knocked? So Pearl, you channeled Mia. Okay, whatever. She asked me what I thought she should do. Hey, she did that. I can't believe it. Of course, I didn't have all the details, but one thing was perfectly clear, and that was, I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time, so I wrote down 2 things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock yourself in the sacred cavern until help arrived. So it was Maya who put that lock on there. Yes, but why did you order her to do those 2 things? If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey, and she would be, ooh, yeah. And then she would have been there. She would have been there, would have been bad. But Pearls. Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan. All she was trying to do was follow her mother. Morgan Fey's instruction, yeah. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly. So that's how it was. Yep. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along. How dare you? I won't forget this. Hey, why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure. Yes, another failure to add to the pile of shame, wouldn't you say? What do you mean by another? Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes. Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure. What? How dare you? 11 years ago. The fake kidnapping. Your very first crime. You got your hands on a $2 million diamond, but couldn't sell it. After Terry Fowles escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed. Just shut your mouth. That wasn't my fault. It was because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman. Oh darn indeed. And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but... you wound up killing someone else. Yep. You tried as well, and lost. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you. But it's no longer funny. You wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face. And now this. You've messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you. Oh, Mia Fey. Hey, you spinster. I was supposed to kill Mia Fey like I swore I would. And if only you had gotten this spiky-haired jerk the guilty... And if only you had gotten this spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death. Yeah, you can blame him all you want. But at the end of the day, it was your own decision to do what you did. True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. What did you say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity. I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead. What about it? Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. Oh, your ego's bruised as heck, ain't it? And that's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there is no escape from that, no hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burnt to a crisp. Oh. You're wrong. It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you? It no longer matters. Yep, it no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now. Wait, how the heck did the body... How the heck did Misty's body get over? Oh, there we go. I'm not ready. Not ready. Go. Okay, burn up, bye-bye. Magatama. Acting blind. Seizure warning, heck. Oh. You look weird, Maya. Look. This. She's gonna faint. Yep. She looks very different there, eh? She hasn't eaten, you know. She hasn't eaten, she was stuck in the secret cavern for a bit as well. Now then, I assume you are the real Iris. Yes, I was just rescued from the secret cavern. I must say, you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to the hell she came from. It seems that Misty Faye wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Faye, as well as the young Pearl Faye, were also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. It doesn't explain how the body got over. Because Pearls was there, wasn't she? She fell asleep though, right? That doesn't explain it, I mean... that means Mia would have to put the body over, but why? Why would you ever do that? We're also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again. Your Honor. Yes, what is it? About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now. Fair point. Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the Korean channeling technique. Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult? I've seen quite a few things in my many years on the bench. And in all that time, I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different, and takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in its First we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ. Never thought of it that way. At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Objection!
Gosh darn it, man. Typical old man. You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Gonat? This trial, it isn't over yet. And that's what he means. I mean, yeah, it felt short, but still, man. What? Right, yeah. Remember what Miss Evil's spirit said in her testimony. Oh, Dahlia's testimony. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. What the heck happened? I don't get it. I know the spirit medium was at play. It's Lucky Pearls, but who was Pearls channeling? Maybe Mia, but Mia didn't say that she was channeled by Pearls, right? Amy. I'm gonna go on the limb here, saying Amy Faye was channeled by Pearls or whatever. That's like the only option I can think of in all honesty here. Amy was channeled by Pearls. Pearls channeled by Amy ended up protecting by knocking or stabbing Dahlia, aka stabbing Misty Faye. And then, for some reason, they threw the body over. Don't know why. I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Yep. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya. He was stabbed and killed by someone. Yes, that's right. The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. At least used them. No, Misty Faye. But who killed her? Can't be the nun, it has to be Pearls. Pearls wasn't aware, therefore, it has to be someone that she channeled. Who should she have channeled? Well... The only one dead here is Dahlia, so I mean, I guess the only one it could be is Amy, right? But who killed her? We still don't know who did it. This isn't over. But isn't her case over because she, didn't do it? Well, whatever, fine. Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial. We can't let her walk. We can't let her walk until there is evidence that proves her innocence. She wasn't even on the right side of the heckin' bridge. How's she gonna kill someone if she ain't on the right heckin' side of the bridge? Well, whatever. We can't let her walk until there is evidence that proves her innocence. No way. But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony, yeah. The prosecution is ready to call our final witness. Maya. This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. Indeed. Amy Faye. Is it really alright, Mr. Prosecutor? Of course it's alright, Madame Attorney. Hey, didn't say kissing, hey. Very well then. Who is this final witness? Isn't it obvious? Maya. There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in this case. Someone who saw the murder take place. The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes. You mean Maya? You can't. She can't testify after what she's just been through. We need to find the truth. I mean, in any case, it's self-defense, so I mean... Or it's defense, you know, so it's not too bad. The prosecution calls Maya Fey to the witness stand. Very well. But first, we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Fey to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial. Hey, Wright. Now I've got something to say to you, so listen up. What is it? I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you. You've got some nerve. But that's not going to happen this time. This time, you're going to have to do this by yourself. That's enough. This court is now in recess. Yeah. February 10, 2:56 p.m. District Court, Defendant, Lobby Number 1. I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day, and we didn't even have a chance to talk. He's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the secret cavern. I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on. Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister out as much as you did? Oh. If you had tried to get help at the secret cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there. My sister, I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from her father either. Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Well, I guess none was there, right? Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. Never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her that I would help her. Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago? Yes, I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that. Dahlia's stepsister, Valerie, ended up. That was a case that wounded Mia so badly, yeah. But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder. Some people. You must mean. Yes, 2 defense attorneys. Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, he was getting too close to learning the truth. Oh. That's why Armando was wearing that stuff on the brink of death. Gotcha. Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. Wait. So Armando didn't die. He was in critical condition, but he didn't die. Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You. That's right. Iris, there's one more thing that I have to ask you. Yes, what is it? On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, at least used him, was it really you? Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the light-out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. Beep. There's a problem. Come to the inner temple right away. I got on the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple. Wait, who called her? Who called her? It wasn't Dahlia. Dahlia was knocked out. What? The path to the inner temple was cut off, right? Exactly. We can't just leave the body here. So you've got to do this exactly as I say, got it? Whee! It was me. I was the one that received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that mystically is always held. Yeah. Well, now we know. I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff. Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile. But why? Why did you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with the Shichishito. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground. Why'd you remove her clothes and put different ones on? Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. I see. Victim staff updated in the court record. Has the sword hidden inside the actual weapon used to murder the victim. Defendant. Yes. The judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers, yeah. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. Alright. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you. Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me. Blush. I see blush. So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Hey, why not me? Whatever. The Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix. Hi, Pearl. Or Mia. How is Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean she's learned who Elise Dewsdom really was? Yes, I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial is about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Amy Faye. Cause like, look. Possible. Could be Mia, but she didn't say anything. The only person there was Pearl and Maya. Which means that she must have channeled. Yeah. Unless Morgan Faye actually ended herself, she might be dead. If Morgan's dead, then maybe it'd make more sense, but I don't know. Real killer, do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe, I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident. It couldn't be, no. It couldn't be the aunt. Because if it was, well, she would have killed Maya. I'm not sure. Which means, yeah, that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. mean, if Morgan was able to take a call, maybe. And one more thing. The victim was moved to the Hazakura temple aside by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura temple the following day. Wasn't, but technically, you know, he's on the other side of the bridge. Bikini was, so it has to be Pearl or Maya, yeah. Can't be Maya. Oh no, she was stabbed from behind. So yeah, it has to be Pearl. But someone that wasn't in Hazakura temple the following day. That's as much as I can give you. That's as much hope as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win, or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Pearl the... Pearl... The one who killed Misty Faye was likely... I mean, yeah. Killed Misty Faye was likely Pearl's, but... The thing is, who? Who did she summon? Or who did she spirit channel to get it? Our available options are Mia. But Mia wouldn't have known of it from the start. Morgan. Why would she channel her mom? Technically speaking here, if Morgan ended itself terminated while she was in solitary confinement, Pearls could summon her. And then she could do it. Now, if she thought Maya was already dead or couldn't find Maya, there was a problem. Put the body over. Possibility. And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Whoever killed Misty Faye. But then also said there was a problem and called. Who knew Iris? Would call Iris when it went bad? Bikini. But Bikini was on the side. Who could Pearl channel? I mean, I guess Amy Faye could, but you could say that she's... Maybe I'll know and I will know. Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me, all by myself. To be continued. Yep. I still can't get it, man. It could be Amy Faye. Because who would know the plan? Still stabbed. Because she was stabbed, so the killer... It can't be the mom. Unless the mom thought Maya was already dead. Technically speaking, the mom thought Maya was already dead. And then, you know, the tie of loose ends killed Misty Faye or killed whatever body. No, because then she would have thought it was Pearl's, yeah. Who could it be? Mia. Mia's the only option I can think of, but then why would she know Iris? And she didn't have knowledge of the plan before. And as dead people are kind of omnipotent, maybe, like she's kind of like around Maya, maybe. Or theoretically, Pearl's channeled Mia, and she was able to read the note, and she would know. What you want to know, Iris? February 10, 3:36 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the result of the test we had performed earlier. Test? Yes, test on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Oh yeah, that. I totally forgot about it. And that's a weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim. So what were the results? Was it the victim's blood or... Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible, however. There's one thing we can say with certainty here. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. Does Maya have a cut? That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Pearl would have to have been channeling either Mia. Not it. And not it. I mean, maybe. If she mistook from the back. If she mistook also in for Maya. But that seems extremely unlikely. But they said it was dark. So I guess technically if Morgan Faye did not. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. And whose was it, yeah. Dagger updated in the court record found stuck in a pine tree in the inner temple garden. The blood doesn't match the victim's. I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution knows this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor, from what I've heard. The witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly, yeah. Surviving poison Godot. Good for you though, man. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. Aye, Maya. Witness, please tell us your name and your profession. Maya Fey. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya. Oh, she didn't want to say. The master of the Korean channeling technique. Oof. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Korean channeling technique. I'm frightened. The fake clan. I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, Maya. The pain the Fae bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Fae. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple, and you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Dewsdom's murder. Is this correct? I didn't see anything. Straighten up this instant, young lady. Pick your head up and speak clearly. There is always time for crying later. Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. At the inner temple. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" So yes, yeah, Amy Faye's spirit could have been summoned, maybe. And something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been the staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Yeah. Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Wait a second. On top of that, it would have to be someone who knew. Who knew the staff opened to a sword? The only person would know it is the owner of the staff. And previous owners, technically, here. So, I guess, technically speaking, it could be Amy Faye, maybe. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Because, yeah, no one knew the sword. The staff was a sword. That's why I was only used to clunk Maya over the head and thrown away. And that means... At the inner temple, yep. Who else was on the inner temple side that night? Well, Sister Bikini, of course. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well. On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. Yep. I guess, yeah, Pearl was sleeping, right? Technically, I guess, like, could have been controlled. Pearl's taken over by Amy. Remember, they do say that. Say again, protect against spirits or whatever, right? Evil spirits, so I'm guessing, spirits can invade. Yeah. Anyways, so then, did Iris actually come later, like she said? Let me think. He seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired. No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training. Who did it? Who hit you? Yeah, well... I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. From behind, eh? You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you, right? How could you not see who it was? Oh. No, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. Maya is really having a hard time. What should I do? We're gonna leave her alone for now. Considering the condition that's at the crime scene. It's not surprising she didn't see her attacker, yeah. Huh, so it looks like even you've got some compassion. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attack was most likely this fear that was channeled by Elise Dusnam, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well. Please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? Wait, so she ended up against the stone lantern. Then... Didn't Dahlia say she was up against the stone lantern? What happened afterwards? My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape. I think... You think? After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only two things rolling around in my mind at the time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So what were the two things rolling around in your mind? My name is Maya Faye. 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, hey, yeah, I got nothing for that. I don't know, man. You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was. That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable, given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? If Pearls would have heard the help me, maybe. He would have panicked and summoned someone. You think you screamed, but you're not sure. See, I'm kind of curious here. My other outlandish one here is that, can a spirit medium spirit go to another body? Yeah, it's gonna be the Amifei or but someone who would have knew the plan. Theoretically speaking, right. If a spirit medium can transfer their spirit while their body's being controlled. If Maya had helped me, right? If Maya had helped me. Pearls who saw a picture of Mia. Who saw a picture of, Misty Faye, right? Before she spilled the gravy on him, right? She saw that picture. She channeled Misty Faye somehow. Went over to stab. Misty Faye would also know the events of what's going on. It's definitely confusing, but if the spirit ain't inhabiting the body, then maybe. You think you scream, but you're not sure. Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear. I am certain I would have soiled my robes. I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope. Wow. It sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details? My last hope, yeah. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What? What do you mean by your last hope? No. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me. Yeah. But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when that happens? Maya's not doing so well up there. Oh, yeah, oh, that's right, I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to help. That's who I was screaming to for help. Huh. What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Oh. Well, witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person. I am. Well, I meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done? Tja. It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure. You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony. I can see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. A man. A man. Larry. Wait, is it possible for it to be Larry? No, Larry was on the same side. But if I think about it, right? The phone call was at 10:30, you know. The phone call was at 10:30. A fire started at... When was it again? Oh, lightning strike at 10:45, right? The call was at 10:30. She would have walked there, which would have taken, 15 minutes, right? It was around 10:30 when it was a call, right? Which means Larry should have been there. If Iris went there, Larry should have 100% have been there. Did Larry goes there, but then how would he get across? And Larry wouldn't know either. Double problem, man. Problem. Oops. Screenshot taken, my bad. Oh man, who was this man? Well, you see, I couldn't see. You couldn't see. She's used this excuse twice now. Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright. Lantern light, did you say? There's a great big stone lantern in the garden. They always light it when an acolyte is there for training. Wait, there was light. Hey, you know what they say, under the lantern, darkness reigns. So I can see the person that was further away, but not my attacker, who was closer. Plus, there weren't any other light sources in the garden at the time. So the lantern was on. The lantern. Maya, why are you trying to ruin this case, man? I thought you were on our side, man. Oh, darn it, but whatever. So there was a man standing behind your attacker. Yeah. That man, he's a killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed, at least used him. What if it was at least using him herself? Channeled by Pearl. Because Elise must have known the plan, or she wouldn't have tried to, you know, channel. You would have tried channeling, Gadia. There we go. She wanted to channel her first before Pearl is good because it would give her more of a chance to fight back. So what if, then, she did that, relinquished her body completely, and then got channeled by Pearl while she was in the chamber, right? Maybe. It's a long shot, man, I know it's a long shot, but I gotta do something. He's the one who killed, not least used him. Otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. The killer. Maya. You know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with your testimony. What do you mean? What problem, Maya? On the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No. Order in the court. But Mr. Godot, explain this. And the pureness of milk, the perfect, clear darkness of coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of café au lait. Coffee of milk. Milk of coffee. Milk coffee. Café au lait. Is that even legal? Mr. Tright's words are the milk and you're the spoon. Your Honor, I'm a spoon. I'm no spoony bard. I'll have you know. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not gonna cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker, and she quite clearly described him as a man. There was no man there though, man. Very possibly, but how would Larry get over? She quite clearly described him as a man. Ah. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw her mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No. No. He was a man. Order. What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under this... Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions, or the murderer told who they were, or she heard them? Objection! Right. Do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene. There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark, and now you're trying to cover for him. Cover for the man that killed her mother. There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Not us, right? Please, Nick. It's us, ain't it? But can't be us, man. It can't be us because we didn't make it across the bridge. Well, pretty sure we saw ourselves falling from the bridge. Which means the only possible person it could be is I mean, I guess technically speaking, if full fair to brain and we did it. If we're the ones who did it, that would mean it would have crossed the bridge. And then if Larry was if Larry said it as well to try and help us, try and cover for us, maybe. Saying we fell. But no, we have the code as well. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you. Ha. You talk a good game, right? But let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff. No. The attorney's badge. No, Nick, don't. Oh, please, stop. Maya's dead set on protecting the sky. It's us. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Who is this person that you say, Miss Faye, saw in the darkness? Oh, I can't do me even if I want to, never mind. The only option is Maurice, right? The only option is Maurice, right? But he was on the other side. Well, I saved all I know. It's the only dude, man. Looks like you've proven a well-known fact. The fact that people really can't see in the dark. Or, you're just the man I thought you were. What? I said man. Oh. Oh. Who is the man? It's a man. He said man. He said man. Can't be Gumshoe. Can't be Edgeworth, he wasn't even there. Man. Oh, I thought it was Mia, right? I thought it was. But no, she channeled her to help. No, it can't be her. Has to be someone alive, or else she wouldn't be protecting him. Go. Tactically speaking, Gona would make sense. The red lights. I mean, yeah. Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. What out? How did he know? It would explain why he wasn't there the first day, though. Huh, fine. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes. What? But how do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Conditions. Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. Ooh, light. What? This is... But it can't be. Huh. Actually is good on A. That was a nice bit of deduction. Right. I didn't expect it to be him, really. And until I thought about him, like, wait, he wasn't actually there. It said the man. That works, yeah. Well, everyone. This is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Why was he there? Order. Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Sounds like it's not. Why aren't you denying it? Huh. Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya. I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason. What? Well, witness, no, Mr. Wright, what the? Stop chattering, Your Honor. Chattering. If it's worth asking, ask the witness, and that's one of my rules. Alright, here we go. Well then, let's continue with the testimony, yeah. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... The killer... When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up, too. Since a person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. So it was after the crime took place that the witness came. Do you think the killer was a man? Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor, No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. At least you're not mad at me. I mean, that's the only option I had, man. It was the only option. The torches were lit. Yes, that's why I noticed that the whole scene had changed. I'm going to say it was a killer who lit the torches. I mean, where else could it be? The killer probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. To make it so to make it look like Maya wasn't the one who did it. They can make the blame further away from Maya. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Very well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern. There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use. Of that, an odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Blood. Didn't you say that a lot of the victim's blood sprayed onto the snow? Yeah. But then why wouldn't they clean the Maya? Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with the blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount. That's true. A ritual, maybe. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood. It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue. But I think this will help explain them. Yeah. Dude, I had to know it was a weapon as well. I mean, the only thing I could think of that we threw ourselves in the river. Or Maya channeled someone who's strong. But I'm not too sure who she could channel. So, you're saying that you never saw the killer, right? Yes. But earlier you very clearly stated You saw a man behind your attacker. Nick, I'm sorry. The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's let us on. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right? Yes, I think it happened when the victim was stabbed. So then the person that carried you into the inner temple, it could only have been the killer, yeah. That's what I think too. So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. I think it being Godot is actually a very viable reason. Because he wasn't there the first one, saying he had urgent business he was taking care of. Oh, it's public now. This place had totally changed, Naturally, the killer must have done it right. Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yes, I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me, for my sake. What? Hiding it for you? Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Mr. Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, she may have thought that you had done it, yeah. No, she definitely would have thought so, yep. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened? Yes, I'm sure of it. No. It was Godot. They cleaned up the crime scene, but they forgot one very, very, very important detail. The Maya. And do you remember who can't see red on white background? Godot. It was Godot. Once and for all, it was Godot. Yes, I'm sure of it. Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. I think it was actually Godot here, yeah. They did it for your sake. Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right? Yes, I suppose that's true. Then I guess, technically, if, Maya was summoned. I mean, if Mia was summoned, telling Godot what to do. Yes, I suppose that's true. Yeah, and if that happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If a real identity had come out right then, it would have been terrible. Master Crane killed my own daughter. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it, yeah. But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motive. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you? Then why would this be here? The body of Elise Dusdom was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime. The snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the truth. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh, and what would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's a message written in blood on the lantern. Yep. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern? They didn't see it. Yeah, you're right. It's because they didn't see. It's all so clear. Order. But, Mr. Wright, isn't it the fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Yeah. Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to remove the body and remove the bloody snow. Then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing. But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? He didn't see it. I do, yeah. Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? I have a reason, let me say it. I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it. I have the reason. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern? Because he couldn't see it. The killer didn't notice it, yeah. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. Yeah, you're right. There is no way any normal person would. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether. And who would that be? Diego Armando, also known as Godot. And who would that be? Who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? Yep. I remember the day. Mr. Godot, this is what you said yesterday, yeah. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything, yeah. Not being able to see blood seems pretty bad. You can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Godot? Yep. This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern. There's something written on it. Why? It's written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern. It's as clean as a whistle. Yep. Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see. Correct. You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Tribien. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. And someone spilled coffee on. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. That'd be annoying. Not being able to see blood. You could see the coffee on the white apron. But you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. I mean, your lenses are red tinted, right? Huh. It's strange. In the black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern? Why do they shake their head no every time and then they're like, exactly. Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea. It looked like white tea. I wasn't sure about it until now, but... Beep beep. I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is a murderer, but there's no going back now. I finally figured it out. I finally figured out the truth. Hey! Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Dusnum, also known as Misty Faye. It's hard to believe this may be true, however. Once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on. How did the little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there. You wanted to cover it up for Maya. I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich to go on Wright. The answer is right there at the crime scene. That's why they just cleaned the whole entire area, because they didn't know what was dirty and what was not. And the snow. The snow, how so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow, Your Honor? You said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not just take out just that area? Yes, why didn't he take just that area? Oh, could it be? Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow, and so he had to remove all of the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? The torches were lit. Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine. It seems that once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? Tongue tie. Well, wait just a minute. Maya, what is it? Witness. But Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the inner temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up. Maya. Is he gonna say, stop covering for me? You can't testify to something like that. Why? What do you mean? I mean, I look like it, but I'm... Eek. After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't. I'm afraid I don't follow. Oh, you see now, old man. We established this just a little while ago. She was being possessed by Dahlia. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne, yep. Oh, that's right. Oh, please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me. Maya, do you plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Yeah, nicely done, Wright. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the inner temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearly was there at the inner temple too. Spirit left me, eh? After the incident. Pearly was also stuck on the inner temple side that night. The next morning she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up. Who is this Pearly? That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago, while I was in the medical office. I'm terribly sorry, but what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. It was all hearsay, yeah. What? Come on. Pearly would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. Ha. The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. But, Mr. Godot, let's just move on to the cross-examination. If the defense has no objections, this is highly unusual, but... Well, Mr. Wright. Not like I have an option. Let's get this cross-examination started. After the incident. Okay, let's see here. Yep. Okay. I don't remember that. Oh, yeah, we saw her first, didn't we? Pretty sure we saw Pearly first. Sad I can't pick myself, though. Fine. So where did you think Pearl slept that night? In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training. But even so, why did she go to the inner temple in the first place? It seems that Pearls became very worried about Maya. She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense. Yep. Pearls was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Newsome. The next morning she looked around but couldn't find anyone. She searched the entire inner temple side, end to end. Well, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone. And there weren't that many places to look. She said that she even went back and forth several times. And the inner temple side has two structures, the training hall and a spare prep room. And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it. It was a storage shack too. Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined the storage shack all that carefully? Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would investigate. So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in this storage shack. Something to object. Pearls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge. What do you mean? I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge. Oh, well, Pearly said she was sleeping at the time. Said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times. Poor little girl, all alone like that. Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern, Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock. She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls, yeah. What happened after the bridge was finally fixed, yeah. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, man. So it was your first time on the inner temple side, Mr. Godot. That's funny. Am I imagining things? Or did the defense ask me a question? Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh, well, what do you have to say, Mr. Godot? Hey. Sure, hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say. If it hadn't have been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass. So he had never visited Hazakura Temple or the Inner Temple, huh? Huh. You want to say something, Wright? In any case, I have to find a crack in Godot's armor. Well, I cross-examine Maya, that is. Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right? Yes, and Mr. Godot. That's like, this one here is grossly wrong here. It's like actually extremely wrong. He chewed her up. That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot. And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Tja, cut it out, you're making me blush. This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves, in more ways than one. The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the inner temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-toothed combs. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way. Golot style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way. Judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style. Yeah, she was not cheered up at all. Cheering Pearl up, yeah. So you cheered Pearl up. When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked about was her cousin, Maya Fey. Really? The bridge had burned down, and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat. Even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there, she asked about you before she said a thing about herself. But Pearly, I noticed that you weren't anywhere on the inner temple side, but I couldn't find it in me to tell her that, so I gave her my last cup. With milk and sugar to hide the bitterness of the harsh truth. Well, what a sweet story, Sniffle. Yeah, the thermos of coffee. Why doesn't that surprise me? There's only one thing of any importance here, yeah. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the inner temple when it happened, otherwise he couldn't have killed Lily Scoosnum. Godot investigation, then fine. You said you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything? It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, right? After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. Well, I didn't miss it. So speak for yourself, Goggles. The only odd thing I discovered was a beauty in the training hall. Beauty. Misty Faye, naturally. Oh. Clad in their stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste. Western taste? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? We got him. We got him, ladies and gentlemen, we've got him. And from there, you headed for the prep room. Wait a sec, what did Godot just say now? He messed up. He messed up. Royally. I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the inner temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed at least used him. Here we go. Mr. Godot, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the inner temple was long before the murder took place. Well, why do you say that? Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll? But... Mr. Godot is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother, yeah. Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired, 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this. What's that wonderfully delicious smell? I have it. The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy. Gravy. But why gravy, Nick? Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit, yeah. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye. Well, wait a minute, Nick. Yes. Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look, at the top. There's a crest there. Ah, that. It's a mark of the master, correct? Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark, then you could guess that it was a picture of Misty Faye on there. But he described the robe. True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in their stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste. Oh. Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the inner temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you just one little thing, right? Sure. What is it? This whole theory of yours. It all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. Well, yeah. Of course, Mr. Gonot knew about the plan. Huh. What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of that plan? Oh yeah, it was open beforehand, wasn't it? Yeah. If it was sent... Think about it here. It was sent to... It was sent from prison, right? Every prison letter has to be opened first. If Godot saw it, well... You would know. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Oh yeah, that too. I remembered it being opened. Yeah, just forgot when. Unsealed. Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me. You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, and when was that? During a visit. A visit. Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Yeah, eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center. Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot. Order. But Mr. Godot, you're under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. Oh, and you. You were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness as coffee. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means they're the reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid the Inner Temple. After discovering the plans, he hid in the Inner Temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness. Honest takes the letter. That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? I know why. This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. Nope. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs. The sister of your lover. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick? Maya, I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason, huh? Okay, right, I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably. Mia. There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Goradist is a defense attorney. With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Gorat is Diego Armando. His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia faced first time in court. The tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demonist in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Mia, you can't cry yet. Angry, yep. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Yep. Hey, we got it. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients, that pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Me and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspaper at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official report ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep coma. I see. My body shut down, and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. That's terrible. Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poisoned brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. But 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years, and the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered, and the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed. The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee. Dahlia Hawthorne, yep. Ha. Good old Mia, she didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out in the end. There wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days. There were only 2 reasons left to live, and it was for those 2 reasons. That I decided to become a prosecutor. To protect Maya, and to get revenge for Mia by screwing me over. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? I mean, technically he should be fine, he shouldn't go to jail. Self-defense, right? Well, not self-defense, but defense of someone, right? Reasonable force, yeah. The first was you, right? Huh. Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey would never have died. Much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her, but you let her die. It was all your fault. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor. No other reason for living. She goes by the name of Maya Fey. Huh. Oh, you mean me? You were the only way I can make up for the sin of not saving Mia. You were the only thing I could save for not saving Mia 1 year ago, when the Crane Village incident was resolved. It was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center. I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. And that makes sense. Why not just take the letter, though? Take the letter so that she can't do it. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, or tell Pearls right away, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices. Iris of Hazuko Temple and Misty Fey. Oh. Huh, sure. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan, in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey. But... how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What? What do you mean, officially? You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government. Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. He said that the Master of Karain had great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as the prosecutor. Well, my mother was cooperating with you. Why not, like, tie herself up, and then, like, channel Dahlia, then they can't do crap. Don't ever forget. No matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. She was always... That's why. I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff. The one with the sword in it. The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. And that's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fey, if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. Mother... That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearls, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up. She was worried and followed me to the inner temple. That was the thing we were most afraid of, and that's why Misty Fey had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body. Why not just, like, tie herself up first, you know? Or if Iris never rings a bell. What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. Hey, I was right about that at least. At least I was right about something, eh? As Master Karain, Misty Fey's power was supreme. Because that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Fey wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Fey. That's why. I hid myself at the inner temple. Just in case you needed to be safe from Dahlia Hawthorne. Go dot. Anyway. That's all I'm going to admit to. Right. Oh. There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney, but you're going to have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to the incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now, Pearls and Godot. Maya Fey. And I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Godot. Why sad? They need a self-defense, eh? Well, Wright, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can't finish this on your own. No, Nick, please, don't. Well, Maya, I heard the whole thing. From my sister, in the medical office. That's why. I have to protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia, and me too. Maya, I know that. Nick. But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Faye, your testimony pleased. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Alright, young lady. Alright, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? The time of the murder! Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights, I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them. But then they disappeared all of a sudden. Tja. Things break, trite, even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? Looks like you still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination. Let me guess, the knife's gonna have his blood on, right? Yes, it was gonna work. It says struck back. How do you know that? Well, you're right. I didn't see it exactly, but I could tell by the sound of their breathing and movement, and also the smell of blood. You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever have to in one life. So then, what did you do at that point? I couldn't move. I could just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do. Could you still see the red light you mentioned earlier? Yes, I think so, but I want to try. It may or may not work. Look, we have stuff out for Golet's blood and we probably have him in the bag. They went out. They went out. Yes. Suddenly I couldn't see them at all. What could it mean? If the red lights were coming from Golet's mask, and they went out right in the middle of a fight. Maybe the mask was damaged, yeah. Or fell off. Or maybe it was knocked off, yeah. Or maybe the batteries ran out, right. Or maybe those little red pinhead looking lights just stopped working. What could have really happened then, yeah. What do you mean by, just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. It was a man's voice. What? So then, that scream came from the killer. That's gotta be it. I think. Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. Then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow. I guess. Incorrect. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems to make sense to me. I disagree. I disagree 124%. Yep. It sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. There's a contradiction, yeah. I'm sorry, there's a contradiction. Dahlia didn't know that there was a sword there. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense after all. My deductions are almost certainly never correct. Remember the testimony she just gave? Before the killer let out a scream, Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood, so he had the sword. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Oh, is that right? She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. The tiny knife. If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Wright. There's only one thing I can think of. Teeny knife, yeah. That could have been used as a weapon here. If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer? Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well. Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim. No, it ain't. Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. And I had the wrong preposition. I had the wrong idea. I thought there was only Maya, Pearl, and Misty there, but nope. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer? Wee! Yeah. Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond the shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Granat, it proves that it's your blood. Nice theory, Wright. Yeah. It's a great theory, thank you very much. Order in the court. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Shut. Let me ask you something, Wright. Let's just say that it turned out that I was a killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? You wouldn't have seen the blood. But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes. What does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. But you didn't know there was blood. It can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Wright. That blood. It doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What? In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, with this, continue your testimony, hold it. Well, wait a minute. What's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Maya. This dagger. He said that it wounded the killer. That's right. But, if Mr. Godat had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right? Not necessarily if it's under the mask. Whenever the mask was knocked off. Not. Maya. Maybe he just changed his clothes. That'd solve the contradiction pretty easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. Oh, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple, Mr. Godot was already there, waiting for them, yeah. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Listen to me. Under the mask. Under the mask. Order in the court. What the witness say is true. What the witness say is true. Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him, but no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them. Come on, it's the obvious one. Why can't I do the obvious, man? The obvious thing is that it's under the mask. That's impossible, it's right. You know how Coda gets up there late at night. Yeah. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Sure. So that's all you've got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here. If Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If Mia Fey were here. So come on, Wright, can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You have accused Mr. Godot of being the killer. Can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? Yeah. Mask himself, yeah. Have you got even one piece of evidence? The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition just as you want it. Sure. That's good. A fighter till the bitter end, right? Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? Huh. Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godot? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break. You've got nothing, right? So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. Incorrect. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a bloodstain on his clothing. Nope. There's one place. One place the killer could have hidden his wound. What did you say? Hidden. This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. It's the end of the line. The final stop, right? Let's hear what you've got. Where's this location? Where you say the killer hid it? Where's this location where you say the killer hid his wound? The face. Sha. I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Oopsie. That should have worked. He had it hidden under the mask, man. Alright, I just didn't want to lose. Ah. Yeah, there we go. Different angle. My. And it's to show how we hit the wound, yeah. It's the end of the line. The final stop, right? Let's hear what you've got. Where's this location where you say the killer hit his wound? It might work. If you covered your head. This is gonna work. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Nope. Failure again. Okay, we're gonna take it out. Come on, man. It's under the mask, man. How can I can show that it was under the mask? I was getting that like a roundabout way to show that it can be hidden, you know. How we hit it, yeah. Did you shoot all victim staff? It's an autopsy report. No. I have to think you're man. I mean, it's a head, but I can't show it. Music can see the killer hit his wound. I could do that in a roundabout way of stuff being hidden, you know. Not gonna work. Sure. Nope. Okay, yeah. Ah, we're like at like the very end. We gotta find this one thing that'll work. Maybe I'm thinking of it as wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of it wrong. Maybe. Maybe I'm thinking of it wrong. I need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. I mean, you could do obscured, maybe. This might work here, I'm not too sure. You get it? Shut. I don't know what you're talking about. One of these are gonna work. One of them will. I don't know when. But one of them will work. One of them should work. And we're back. And you see about where? Oh, I showed the face, didn't work. Oh, man. Location A. Where? Where is this location where you say the killer hit his wound? Ma. No, it's good. I'm gonna go back a bit. I should have saved early, or I should have saved later, or earlier. then it's kind of a bit more... I need to think, and I'm trying to use my head. Mine should work pretty well. Just tell them to take off the mask, but no, not that simple, is it? Let's try this one. For now, me a favor here, yep. Close by now. Me a favor here. So come on, Wright, can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? Have you got even one piece of evidence? Yeah. The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is I have to prove it, yep. I can prove it. There we go. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, yep. Yeah. Since there's just one piece of evidence, I can prove your point. Why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? Are you trying to pressure me? Yeah. You give me a break, you got nothing to write. What do I do at a time like this? It's simple. Different angle. Gotta approach from a different angle. Killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. No. He didn't cut by a dagger. There should have been blood stain on his clothing, and not exactly, not if it's on the face. There's one place. One place the killer could have hidden his wound. Well, what did you say? Hidden. This is it. My last stand. You know, what if you're, where the killer hid his wound? Wait, what was the crystal sphere's blood on it? It has blood. We never said whose blood it was. You see proof he was bleeding. Sure. Nope. Never mind. I thought that was smart, The thing is, the one who had the staff. The one who had the staff is... The one who had the staff. The one who had the staff was, Dolatira. The end of the line. Did it not work? Is this not right? Huh, I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, it is right. And frankly, I don't need to know. Because you can actually go back. It's right. Oh man, I was right. I just went back. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right? It's right. Oh, what was that just now? Yeah, so I was right the entire time. I'm just an idiot. It can't be. You're living on. Through him. Through him. Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. I was right the entire time. Great. It's beneath your mask. During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right. Your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Gorat, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere. And I'd say this whole case is solved. Oh, hey. I think we did it, hey. And in the end, we have done it. Haha. I can't try to do that the entire time and I wasn't working. Just now. I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago. You helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. You let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought. Mr. Gonat. But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive is myself. Was me. I can't believe I messed up, man. I thought I messed up. It was like first person I picked as well. First thing I picked. And then, oh. Hate that I messed up. Was me. You. Yourself. I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But, you saved Maya. Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Me. Who would that be? Phoenix Wright, eh? Yeah. Don't worry, love. Hi, so late. Nice to meet ya. Yeah, I know, a bit late. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Life stuff takes priority, though, as they say. Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick? Yep. But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but they closed my eyes to the most important man involved. Do you know why? The real reason? No, why? You just here for the end, though, eh? A good end. No, why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia, nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. You could have done it better though. You could have even told Pearls what his mother was planning. And then she probably wouldn't have done it either. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette. She's the sister of our true love. Iris. Talk about Dahlia. I mean, Hawthorne was more annoying than anything. Dahlia Hawthorne was more so bad, you know. Yeah. Don't know what to tell you about that, man. And that night, in the darkness of the garden, and when I saw her silhouette. Part of me must have known the truth. Oh, you're talking about the part. He said he wasn't interested in saving Maya. Ah. Gotcha. He's the sister of your true love, Mia. Gotcha. A part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. Oh no. It could have been Misty Faye. Or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. And stab, haha. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? I'm not sure, eh? wasn't my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier. Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion. A fantasy. A stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's deaths. Instead, you picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Gonot. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Oh, blood. Thanks. Oh, talking about great timing, or crappy timing for him. Thanks. Yeah, your wound. It's bleeding. Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears. Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando. You'd do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Winner! Hey! This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant. Yes, Your Honor. Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a serious offense in itself. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you would like to say? Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Wright. I'm thinking about it here though, you know. It shouldn't be that, like, I mean, technically speaking here, if you think about it, right. I guess you could argue for Godot, self-defense or not. Self-defense but defense of someone else, right? Like, if someone's about to shoot someone, you shoot them. You probably won't get charged. Well, that's America. I don't know what Japan's like. Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you. Apologize to me. For what? For the case 5 years ago, of course. Wait, she was involved. Nah, I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. Yeah. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. Oh. What do you mean? You and my sister. You only met twice. Oh. Wait. So the entire time, we were actually dating Iris. And not Dahlia. What? We only met twice? The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria on this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed. No way. It can't be true. I mean, during your whole relationship, we were... Yep. For those 8 months. The woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister. It wasn't Dahlia. It was her. Oh, wow. Well, not sure how this is. I hope one day you can forgive me. Feeny. Oh. It's her. I mean, kind of already knew it was her, though, but... Feeny, eh? You mean... That's right. I lied to you. For 8 months. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance. You couldn't move about freely. That's why you, my sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst. But prepared for the worst. She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why you came to me. You came to get the bottle pendant back for me in her place. But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed, and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you. I think she must have noticed. Noticed what? That she actually... That ours actually liked us. Maybe. My feelings for you, oh. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life. Or mine. Ah. Iris. After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed. Oh, I have something to say to you too. Yes. You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. Thank you. Oh. Huh. How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. And I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. That is pretty good, huh? Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Hey, I got coffee, let's go. Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, at least Newsdom. Oh. I wonder if they get back together, you know. Maybe. I mean, they were like gone for 5 years, right? Oh. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. That works. Oh. Oh. Huh. Okay, well. Okay, the purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, at least Newsdom. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. I understand, Your Honor. Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. Hey. Court is now adjourned. February 10, 4:51 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Well, I guess it's all over for you, Mr. Wright. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended. Was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. Oh, hey Mia, aka Pearl. But Mia, I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando. The man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean, with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand, too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia. I'm waiting. Usually I have to present something every time. You've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia, I'm sure we'll meet again. Someday. Phoenix. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. Along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case has produced one possible answer. Actually, how many games of, things right is there, I'm curious here. Wait, there's one later. There's another. Spirit of Justice, I'm wanting to get that one later. Not now, obviously, but later. I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Nick. Maya. I guess it's just like my sis said. Mia. What did she say? That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But what? Come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Hey! Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you have done for us, Nick. Maya. How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your mother murdered. Ouch. Okay. For Francisca. Still a softie as always, Phoenix. Right. Excellent work. Excellent work, right. Hey. Edgeworth must have been watching. Huh. Mr. Edgeworth, when did you get back? Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisca have actually been helping me. Helping you. Well, if these two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial. The defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Wow. But where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever, with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too. Francisca. I don't suppose. It's Iris, ain't it? Never mind. Stupid Larry. There's room for me in this group hug, is there? Oh, Larry. What's with the, longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone, not even once. That's not true, right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I've got the place in this world, right? Yeah, of course. It's a painting, by the way. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No. Oh yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face, hell, Edgy? Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance. Do you really mean it? What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well too? Well, my beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. Then you'll do it, like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip? Oh no, yeah, don't get carried away. Yeah, get a one on that, man. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Oh. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls? Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly. Wait, who fell? Tell me this fell. At least it sounded like a fall. Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you were wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened. Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it either. Franziska. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by now is exactly the time? She's now the master of the Lycorain channeling technique. Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident, Pearly as well, right? In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya. Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too. Oh, then tell me Phoenix Wright. Who is Maya Fey being strong for? Pearly, yeah. Pearl Fey. Poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed it in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again. Hey, Gummy. Oh, hey. So this is where you were all... Oh, hey. So this is where you all were. Wow. Looks like we've got quite a bunch here today. Hey, ouch. What was that? What was that for, sir? Crap. Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own. What's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, you know. Listen to that, anyway. Congrats on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sorta kinda gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's alright. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Yeah. Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward. Detective Gumshoe. You said a first-class French restaurant, you don't mean... No. Très bien. Where else? Oh no. I knew it. We're doomed. Yep. Come on. Let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Maggie's still working there. After betrayal. Hey, you, Crybaby, you're invited too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes. Ain't that a bit far away? Whatever. You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls, unless she fainted. Oh, Maya. What's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Pearly. I can't find her anywhere. She ran off. Huh. Oh, but she just went back home. That's all. I thought so too, so I called the village. But no one has heard from her. This has never happened before. Now they figured. She has been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What should I do? Ooh. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and I will. We'll join you guys once we find pearls. Nick. Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. You may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. Also, ain't Armstrong an accomplice? Thought he'd be in jail for a bit. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. Yeah, but you're the... Yeah. Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead. Don't keep us waiting, Wright. We won't. But where should we look? Where could Purdy have gone? Heavenly Hall. Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to. February 10, Hazakura Temple, main gate. I thought it'd be Heavenly Hall. Hazakura Temple. For pearls, I bet this is a very important place, after all. It's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon? Oh, yep. Sister Bikini. I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here. Pearlie's here. She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Pearlie's not here. Maya, the hanging scroll. Got cleaned. Someone cleaned it off. It's got to be pearls. Mystic Maya. Pearlie, why? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya. Yep, there we go. Although, Pearl's probably gonna be happy. Yeah, I feel like we get together with Iris, right? Fairly certain on that. I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother. That's why you came here. It's the least I could do, to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearlie. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother is gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. Yeah, you don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. Oh. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why. I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya. I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini, your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Crane, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true, she'll always be with me until the day I die. How true that is. Your spirit was with her, and that's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters ought to follow, isn't there? Yep. Yeah, I was gonna do that, man. Never take the charm off until the day you die. That's the master's talisman. The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important. Rather, it was the contents. A picture of Maya. That's... a photo. Well, probably Mia and Maya together. Mother. Family photo. It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard do you fight? How hard must you fight? That's a true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Yeah, it is broken before. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are severed. So it was broken before as well. Pearl's broken, Maya and Mia broke it. Oof. We always return. Time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. That's kind of funny, they broke it too. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is the day to remember. The day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright. I'm going to make a brand new start too. Mr. Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise. I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare your reservations for 3 for when you come back. Wait, 3 me? Wow, oh, Alright. We're going to have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya, I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight. Good for you. You know, there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but... What is it, Dick? Reservations for training is fine and all. But why for 3? Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us. I'm good. Oh. I'll be waiting for you. Mr. Bikini will take special care of you. It'll be great, Nick. We're going to do the special course, naturally. That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick. You'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time, right, Nick? No. I was wondering if I can say just one little thing. Sure. Of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it. I'm getting goosebumps too. I'm not into her, right? Well then. Here goes nothing. Objection, yep. Hey! How many games of Phoenix Wright are there? I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master of Crane and the office manager of Wright & Co. law offices. And I have to be a good big sister to Pearly and Nick too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that. Wait, why me? You're a sister to me, what the heck? Older sister, what the... My character's a lot older. So it's true, Mr. Nick really is Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through with a special course, all the way to the end, I did. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the 2 of them by making them a secret reservation. No, I don't even have spiritual powers, that's no fair, man, why do I gotta do it? Graphics company. Here bien. Maggie bought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off. Yes, but somehow you just don't seem the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir. Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly. Good for you, man. Good for you, yeah. Mr. Wright, I am once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Crane exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen for almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said that I must show you what I've learned. No, I'm nah. Heck nah. None of that whip stuff. Jesse and I started a company called Mask to Mask Consulting. We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all the criminals in the city. Our motto is cut it out, please. Pretty cute, huh? Well, we also sell plans to the criminals as a kind of side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals. I mean, yeah, I gotta sell them out. And doing the plans as well, you know. Double dipping, aren't you? Double dip. I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tiger. So I lent him 500,000 and a tea set. A special thick tea and one I mixed with my own 2 hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Through compromise. Not too sure about that. Hey, old dude. I'm just old and in the way, a wrinkly, grumpy, clown-nosed waste of flesh. At least, that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing. 69 years old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper. Hey, so you're still... so you still has good family relations, hey? That's good. As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenelg. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Mata. Adam, yep. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. Sound effects, Kemi Kimmer. Oh yeah, I didn't read that, my bad. My. We're reporters. Since the murder, we've made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us because I provide such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Wow, I'm not too sure about that. She might not be going with you, man. Hey. Is it done? Not done. You've turned into such a respectable man, Feeny. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed. Wait, did they leave? That's the one that we liked. That's all it all works out. Ben Roman Judd. Sean King. Yo, I know this Sean, there's like so many weird names sounding Sean, like S-E-A-N. There's like S-E-A-N, there's S-E-O-N, there's S-H-A-U-N, Christina Catano. And then there's S-H-A-W-N, yeah. 4 different ways. James C. Wilson. That'd be cool if you objection now. That'd be great. Janae Hisu. Need more vowels. David Crislip. Yeah. Larry, oh, never mind. Oh, her again, old bag. What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one is here to greet me. I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit and now I've got no one. And what kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? What's with all these flashing lights and switches? I feel like some sort of space alien. Good for your outfit. And now what am I going to do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back? If I bring them over to Edgepoo, I know exactly what I really can't accept these. I'm afraid of something just as painful as this fragile heart. Oh, when will I ever find a gentleman who will treat me like a fine lady? Okay, there we go. I wasn't ready for it. Should have been ready, but yeah, whatever. I finally found something I love to do. Frenzy's whippity whip trip is gonna turn the art world on its head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all. Good for you, Larry. Haha. Oh, it's a bit going on Nathan here. Misty and going out there. Wrong page. Wait, they're saying he drew this right. I think he drew it and that's actually really good. I guess you do improve, you know. Kerala, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. Episode 5 of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Well guys, we're gonna call it here today. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Peace out, and have a good one. Goodbye.